Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name is Emma Lefebvre and today we are continuing with our watercolor floral bouquet calendar. And today we are doing February's watercolor bouquet. So let's jump right in and start. Okay, so today we are doing February's watercolor bouquet, and when I think February and flowers, I think of Valentine's Day. So I think it's only appropriate to do kind of like a Valentine's Day arrangement of pinks and reds and maybe yellows or greens. I don't know. We're just gonna wing it. Specific flowers in mind, you know, roses. I don't know. We're just gonna kind of wing it today. And hopefully it will turn out well. So I am painting on Paul Rubens watercolor paper. I have my Winsor Newton professional watercolors in my palette. I have my Emma Lefebvre Craftimo brushes size 12 and size 6 round, water, paper towel, and we're ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to start off by doing a rose. And I think we're going to make it a red rose because I just feel like that's appropriate. So I'm going to water it down first. Actually, I'm going to wet up all my paints first because I always do this and then I forget to, and then I'm like going in dry paint and it's just harder to activate. So wetting up my paints first, and I'm going to start off over here. It's going to be kind of like that kind of shape. I don't know, we're winging it. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my rose, and I'm actually going to start off with a pretty saturated red, like so. Nice and dark in the middle, like that. Then I'm just going to dip it in my water. I'm going to start to gradually make it a little bit lighter. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of roses, but I feel like it just screams February. February and Valentine's Day. Like that, and just making it nice and light. Like so. Oh my. And then I am going to do a pink flower beside it. I'm going to use a really light wash of my permanent rose color, and I'm going to do more of like a anemone type flower, I think. And I'm putting them close together so they'll kind of bleed together. I'm doing a light wash, like so. 5 petals. I'm going to go back into my pink with a lot more pigment and drop in that darker color right at the center. And then a bit around the, ooh, that's a lot. A bit around the tips. That's more than I wanted. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to put it around the tips of these ones first. I think I had a bit too much water there. That's okay. Just going to take off that pigment. Just fill it in a bit more with water like that. Like so. Okay. Then I am going to do another one of these on this side just to balance it out. I'm going to start off with like a bottom curve, and it's going to face kind of this way a bit more. So doing the long petals to this side, making it really loose. Not worrying too much about the shapes. Grabbing my darker wash, putting it right towards the center, and I'm dragging it, see, towards the center to make those little kind of spiky center bits. I'm going to dab it a little bit on my paper towel, and then I'm going to add it to the tips. Like so. All right, now I'm going to start adding a little bit of greenery, and I'm going to mix kind of like a eucalyptus color. So I'm going to have some Hooker's Green Dark, some dioxazine purple, a little bit more green, and then a little bit of turquoise. And I'm going to do some eucalyptus. I'm going to lighten it up a bit and do some more rounded leaves. Like so. I feel like I could have been even a little bit lighter than that. Eucalyptus. like so. Have some over here. Just making it so loose. And then maybe some down here just to kind of fill it in. I think I might do a couple more tiny little buds of flowers there. So I'm leaving that. I just want to put a little bit of greenery there. Might grab a little bit of sap green and just kind of mix the greens a bit. Just tap a different green in there just to give it a little bit of something, something. Like make it interesting to look at. Like that. Pretty. And then I feel like because these are all light wash, there's a bit of darkness to them. I might do a bit more darker flowers. So I'm going to grab my quinacridone magenta, which is a dark pink. And I'm going to do like little flower buds that are more saturated for a bit of contrast. I'm going to have them coming down this way. And then I'm going to have some coming up this way, I think. See the difference in the contrast by those really light colored flowers and then the darker ones? Okay. Like that. I'm going to grab my size 6 brush now just to do the stems, just to make them a little bit lighter. And this I'm going to go in with some sap green, not too dark. Touch a little bit at the bottom of those buds. I'm going to come up, do some small greenery coming out, just to frame it a bit. See how it's a little bit more white space right there? I'm going to put some leaves in right there just to make it a little bit more like closer together and compact. Like so. Okay, and then I feel like maybe, like a darker, I don't know, should I do leaves there? I feel like it needs to go down this way a bit. So maybe I'll do another rose. Do I want to do another rose? I feel like I could do a little bit of, I'm going to grab more red. I'm going to grab some darker red too. So I have some alizarin crimson. You could always add a little bit of green to your red to make it darker. I might do like a little, not Cosmo, but like that kind of shape. Just little flowers. But again, nice and saturated. Like that. And then maybe, yeah, another rose there, I think. Making it smaller. I'm just using my size 6 brush. Wash it off. Make it nice and light. Now our pink one is already dry, so I'm just going to try and go around it so I'm not overlapping it, because I can't get those color bleeds anymore because it's dry. I'm going to add a bit more saturation here, like that. And then, maybe some more of these magenta ones just coming down that way. Like that. Have one coming down this way. And then we're going to fill it in with some greenery. I'm going to grab my sap green for this. Do the stems. And that's a long stem, but I'm going to fill it in with some greenery so it's a little bit closer together. I'm going to do some more of those leaves. So again, my sap green, or no, those were my eucalyptus color, weren't they? Light wash. See, this is looking pretty bare here, so I'm going to do a eucalyptus, and I'm always curving my leaf stems, right? They're always curving. They're never sticking out like straight, because that would look a little odd. Have it bleed into the rose there a bit. Have one that's close this way. And then again, grabbing our sap green and just kind of tapping it in there. Maybe a bit more of that eucalyptus color. Oops. Like that, and we got to do some stuff here too. So far, I'm kind of digging this. I like the way it's kind of just branching across. We're going to have some coming down here too. All right. I feel like that's good for the eucalyptus for now. And I think I might do some longer cascading leaves, or like longer leaves. So I'm going to grab some sap green. I'm going to grab a little bit of burnt umber just to kind of neutralize it a bit. And I'm going to do a stem here. I'm going to do some longer, wispier leaves. Just curving them. I actually don't know if I like that color. Might grab my dark green again and go over that. With my perline green. And if that like stem looks out of place, you can always lighten it up a bit. I'm going to do a smaller one coming down this way. Just curving those longer leaves like that. Pretty. Have one over here. You're just dragging it down a little bit longer, holding it down. Like that. Like that. I'm going to do a little bit of the stems for these. They can just be these dark green ones. Do some smaller little ones like that. I might do those longer leaves there too. Just a couple. Just to fill it in. Same over here. And then usually what I do is I will take my brush and I'll do some smaller leaves, or like tinier ones, just for a bit of contrast in size. So I'm just going to grab, maybe I'll grab that green now. And I'm just going to do tiny little stems like that. I feel like there could be like some sort of bud there. Maybe like a really light wash of pink. And then some green. And then make some more of it green. Like that. We could do a couple of those. And you're just filling it in however you like. Might even add a little bit of yellow to those tips. Why not? Right? And the key to like framing around those initial like flowers that you really want to pull focus to is making everything around it a little bit lighter in value. Okay, so like this seems kind of bare to me up here, so I might grab a light wash of my green and just do some really light leaves. So it's not a bare white, but it's like really light, so it's like you're not focusing on it too much, but it's framing it nicely. Does that make sense? Yes, Emma, that makes sense. Okay, good. Same over here, just any little areas that you feel could use a little bit more volume. Just create some really light leaves and it just frames it nicely without pulling that focus away. That's another little trick. I'm going to put a little thing of leaves here. Because it looks pretty. Okay, and then lastly, just because these don't have centers, I'm just going to take some yellow. I'm just going to do some yellow centers just so it doesn't look weird. And there we go. There is our February watercolor floral. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for even more. Have a great day, guys. Bye.